This video is going to go over the multivariate analysis of variance, or Manova, and this corresponds to Chapter 6 in our textbook by Mertler and Reinhardt. So the first thing we're going to do is go to Analyze, come down to General Linear Model, and then choose Multivariate. We're then going to choose our variables, and in the dependent box we're going to choose R income 2, which I've already moved over. Educ 2, so income and education, we're going to be explaining. And our fixed factors are going to be job satisfaction, or sat job, and gender, or sex. We move those over to fixed factors. And then we're going to click on Options. And we're going to move sat job and sex over, so we'll display means for those. And we're going to check descriptive statistics, estimates of effect size, and homogeneity tests. For post hoc, we're going to choose job satisfaction and the equal variances assumed test by Sheffey. We'll do that. Click continue. And once that's all set up, we can click OK, and we will generate our results. And there they are. For our interpretation, the first thing we can do is come down to the box test. And we see here that it is not significant. So we have fulfilled the assumption of equality of covariance matrix. Next, we'll look at the Manova summary table, the multivariate tests. And if we look at Wilks lambda for job satisfaction, we see that it is significant. So job satisfaction is a significant predictor. The effect size is not very large at 0.017. If we look at the role of sex, we see that it too is significant, but it also has a rather small effect on the combined dependent variable. And finally, if we look at Wilks lambda for the interaction, we see that it is not significant. If we scroll to the ANOVA table, which is called the tests of between subject effects, and we look at sex and job satisfaction, we can see how they're affecting the dependent variables, income and education. So if we look at job satisfaction, we see that in fact job satisfaction does affect income, but it is slightly above the mark of our cutoff of 0.05 for education. So job satisfaction does not significantly impact education. For sex, we have a similar story. There's a significant effect on income, but clearly not a significant effect on education. Now again, if we look at the effect sizes, they're rather small. And if we scroll to the post hoc tests, the multiple comparisons, we'll be able to see exactly which levels of the variable are affecting the dependent variable. So for example, those who are very satisfied with their job, that does have an effect on income. Those who are moderately satisfied has an effect. But then if we look at a little dissatisfied or very dissatisfied, that is not significant. There you have it. So if we look at education, we can also make similar examinations, and that helps our interpretation. Next, if we look at the marginal means, we can see the results here. For income, for example, the level is much higher for the very satisfied worker as compared to the moderate versus the a little bit dissatisfied or very dissatisfied worker. For education, the very satisfied worker has more years of education, followed by the moderate, a little, and very dissatisfied. Although there's sort of an interesting kind of curvilinear thing going on here to note also. If we come down to respondent sex, we see that males earn a higher level of income than females and have slightly more education, but not a big difference. That makes sense, as we found that the effect on education was not significant. That will conclude our examination of a multivariate analysis of variance. And the next video is going to look at multivariate analysis of variance with covariates, or Manova.